We are excited. Welcome to another episode of Shock and Awe and Toy Reviews. We are some idiots with a toy, camera, and review. I am Toast, joined by Berg.
Hello.
We are looking at Executive Replicas Legacy Series Lady Death.
Who is currently owned by Coffin Comics?
Yes.
Question mark. And here she is. Woohoo! Now, for those of you in the audience who aren't old enough to be from the 90s,
Yep.
this is one of the most 90s characters that is not by Marvel.
Super 90s.
Hot chick, big rack, no clothes, skimpy poses, skimpy clothes.
And you were not aware I was into Lady Death.
I 100% was not aware, because I don't think in the
10 plus years.
10 years that I've sold you comics that you have bought a Lady Death from me.
It's true.
Okay.
But I did go to conventions in the 90s.
Oh,
She was a staple.
sure.
Everyone I went to, and I did have Lady Death comics in the 90s.
All right.
When this toy it wasn't quite a Kickstarter, but it was almost like a crowdfunded thing. So when this went up, it hit all of the nostalgia, and I'm like, I will support that.
Awesome. How much did she go for?
I think it was 65.
Was she like available in Big Bad Toy Store and just like GoFundMe or?
It was through Coffin Comics directly, and then I think places like Big Bad Toy Store got.
You can probably order it directly from Executive Replicas.
Yes.
I have a lot of their product.
I think other sites did get it, but you're going to pay more than if you had bought it through
Sure.
Coffin.
Now, being the Lady Death aficionado that you are, and I pretend I'm not, that is a straight up Stephen Hughes head sculpt and hair sculpt.
I love that hair.
Sculpt on it is great. There is subtle shading to bring out some of the sculpt. It works really well. If you look on the box, you'll see that nowadays she doesn't have the crazy 90s, 80s super mega rock star
Right.
haircut. Because I believe
Just as skimpily dressed.
I believe the original Lady Death Evil Ernie comics came out in the 80s, late 80s maybe?
Might have been.
Real close to the start of the 90s. Anyway, so yeah, and she's got some lipstick. I noticed that yours has a battle wound on the face.
Yeah, I meant to do something about that, and I never did. She did come that way, and I think with just a tiny amount of the subtlest sanding, I could get that off.
Probably just erase it with a pencil.
Maybe.
But yeah, and she, for those asking at home, she does usually have no pupils. That is a staple of her character. So the fact that she just has outlines on her eyes is 100% source accurate. I've always thought that she was wearing black leather, and that they shade her with blues too, because otherwise it would look like she's wearing black latex.
You're talking about the skin or the clothing?
The clothing.
Okay. It's one of the earliest characters that I remember that she changed her outfit frequently. So I'm not sure about the material, whether it's cloth or leather. I think either would suffice.
Neither one actually would fit her like this, but hey.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
And she has a bunch of little gold skeletons all over the place, just like she always did. Again, I'm looking at the box, and the box has a completely different outfit.
Yep.
This would be more, if not 100% her classic look.
Yes, it's very classic.
But yeah, in the cape, the bra, the opera gloves, and the stockings, they're black with like a blue highlight wash that, as long as you don't look at where the joints are, looks very nice, because the joints don't. Again, it was painted then assembled.
Yeah.
Which is never more evident than right here on this joint, where it's bright blue and then goes straight black across that line.
It's a little unfortunate.
I don't know if the camera can pick it out, but she does have some subtle I'm hoping they're not 3D printer lines stepping, but there's some textures in her waist and hip area.
It shouldn't be.
Well, we'll just say that I'm crazy then. I have to point this out. She has a giant gash on her bikini. And I chose gash
Yep, I know you did.
on purpose.
Yep. There's some slight shading on her skin as well.
Oh yeah, there is a very subtle, again, blue wash. What I really enjoy is that the hair has like a gray wash, and the skin has a blue wash so that it looks different. Many times in the comics, it's all the same,
Yeah.
gray or blue.
And again, on the box art that we're looking at.
Totally different. And she does not have LD on her boots, so you don't know if she's Lady Death.
But she does have heels, and we got her to stand.
Yeah.
Despite the hair and the cloak,
Boom.
she stands.
And she just has a simple plastic cape. It has nice folds. It's got some shading, blue and black on the inside, and then it's got some non-McFarlane-like, where it's dark where it's supposed to be dark, light where it's supposed to be light, dark where it's supposed to be dark.
Shocking.
I just noticed she even has her fingernails picked out in red. She portrays the character perfectly. If you want a classic Lady Death figure, there's no mistake. This is classic Lady Death.
And I figured no one else was going to do a Lady Death action figure.
Oh no. And for those of you who are wondering, she does has roughly the standard 6-inch articulation scheme.
Yes.
She has a ball jointed head that gets a lot of side to side, not a little bit forward, but no back or up due to her massive hair. Ball jointed shoulders. Single jointed elbows, swivel there, bend, swivel there. She's got a joint in her boobies. She has ball jointed hips that work really well. She has, like we mentioned, lower thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and Marvel Legends ball pin style ankles. So it is a rocker, but not it's not going to get in the positions you need to have her do crazy poses.
How do the joints feel?
The ankles feel a little loose. The other joints feel good. They feel like they'll hold the pose. She does come with a few accessories. She comes with this gigantic fuck off scythe, which is, I don't want to say gorgeous, but is really nice sculpted wood. There's wood, you can see the wood grain. There's a wash. The handle is wrapped in a leather, which is a different color. This upper handle is wrapped in leather, but a different color. And it's a separate color from the wood. A lot of places just make this, Marvel Legends, make this all brown.
Yeah.
And then you got a nice silver blade.
Yeah.
With some weird detailing and a little skull up there. She comes with a right holding hand and a left relaxed hand, and there you can see the difference between the fingers. She comes with this giant, awesome, straight out of the comics. Again, I'm going to name drop Stephen Hughes. I think he drew this almost exactly like this, from what I remember. Sword of Death. It's cast in a nice gold plastic with silver paint. I can tell because up here at the top, they missed the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. But it has exquisite detailing in the handle and in the hilt area, where like the webbing on the bat or whatever creature that is, you can see the little striations in the membranes, and great detail in the hilt. And her thumb is not attached, so you can just slide that in, and it is loose a little bit, but she's not going to drop it. She's a 6-inch scale figure. 6-inch Hasbro Dooku, 7-inch McFarlane Ragnarok Fortnite, 6-inch Hasbro G.I. Joe. I would say since she's wearing heels that she is in the Hasbro 6-inch live human scale as opposed to their Marvel Legends comic scale.
Agreed.
All right, so that's pretty much it for her. I'm going to go ahead and give her a 4 out of 5 hammers. If she had sword fighting action hands, I might give her 4.5 or 5.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she's for sure going to be the best Lady Death figure you can get. There were previous ones back in the late 90s, early 2000s that had they might have had slightly better sculpting because they were Claiborne Moore, the actual statue guy. So they looked phenomenal, but they did not have this near paint or articulation. If you're a Lady Death fan or a cool toy fan, I would highly recommend this if you have the money or into it. She is a tad on the expensive side, but she's a super, super limited edition. I mean, I guarantee most of you haven't heard of Executive Replicas.
Yeah.
And I work at a comic store, and I don't know Coffin Comics, so failure on my part.
I'm going to agree. 4 out of 5. The price was a bit high, but I was willing to pay it. Again, I don't think anyone else is going to do a Lady Death figure at this level, and I wanted her.
Until DC buys her, and McFarlane puts out one.
No. So yeah, she hit all of the nostalgia for me, and she looks awesome. She works great as an action figure, and I really like it. She does have a couple of limitations, and I need to work that mark off of her face, but otherwise I think she's great. That's been it for this episode.
Yeah, suck it.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. All the show details are in the notes. Hit us up on social media. And until next time, kill your action figures.
Kill your action figures.